weird, man. Like God always makes a little way for you to where like you can have some nature spots. So I can't complain, man. And the cool part is I'm the only one who's ever out here. You know, everyone is inside, like, you know, doing whatever they do. But I just put up a little beacon, like, hey guys, let's come sit with Christ. Let's come awake it. Come and sit out here, hug some trees and shit. Take those shoes off. You know what I'm saying? I almost want to make a sign, bro. Like feet in the grass. You know what I'm saying? Like touch a tree, like breathe, like something.
So, bro, let's give a bit of your story. What up, Jesse? So, how far into God mode are you right now?
I'm 170 days in today, man.
Yo,
170 days. So it's been literally like a timeline of like first 30 days to like 90 and then to like the 120. Dude, I will tell you, I'd say around 125 days, 130 range, dude, I was facing death, like literally. So like what you're seeing right now is kind of like the butterfly coming out of that cocoon. Like it was dark, it was nasty. I even had a video that I was about to expose to the brothers to show like, dude, this is really what you're gonna deal with. Like I was listening to your videos, like just trying to keep my sanity until like God was like, nope, there is no video. Like you have to sit with this shit. You gotta
mm.
feel it all. And low key, it's almost like I something told me, man, and feel this. It's like I'm willing to die to who I'm not, to be reborn into what I am. Like that's kind of the download that came through. So it's like death of what you're not to the birth of what you are. You know, eternally that Christ nature, what's within us. And nature was really a big catalyst in all this. Like I said, I've been on this big, you know, shamanic journey, you know, working with different plant medicines. Like I mentioned, the sacred tobacco, those Amazonian eye drops, man, the Sananga. So I just started really diving deep in nature, man, just seeing, you know, what's available. Started really doing, you know, self-healing work on myself with different herbs, superfoods, just getting real into this shit, you know, holistic lifestyle, stretching, breathing. And I feel like this was kind of one of my higher callings to share with the collective, to share with all of us. So it's kind of the paradox, man. Like the work I was putting on myself that seemed like ass, where I'm just like out here with God, you know, like being trained or some shit, connecting with my own higher self. I knew that it was for some higher reason.
So where were you 170 days ago in yourself?
Oh man, definitely not what I do. Fucked. Not really disciplined. A bunch of insecurities. Like I just didn't really have like that confidence that I feel right now. Like I was deeply just lazy, man. Like sitting inside, you know, just kind of being a bitch, you know. 170 days earlier before all this, it was January 1st, I believe. This is when I really first really went all fully in. So it was the first day of the year. I told myself, man, because my last streak prior was 90 days. I was like, I've got to overcome this shit. Because I just was in it to where, like, you know, you get on the awakening path to the point to where your spirit is no longer wanting to relapse. Because you're like almost so thirsty for the truth, you know, to reconnect with God, to commune with that oneself within. So that's kind of what took place. I was just like, no, fuck this. And here I am today, bro. June something. And I've kept going. It hasn't been an easy road. A lot of dark night of soul type of vibes. A lot of ego deaths, man. I could say I really went through a real ego death probably a week ago, man, where, you know, I was laying in that same room with my old version. So this is kind of the cool part. I was laying in the same area, the same space that my old fapping, releasing, lazy, weed smoking self was, man, where I was depressed and all that shit. And it's almost like I came to this point of where I'm sitting with my old self. I'm sitting with the self that was depressed, suicidal, was in this complete darkness. And I knew that a light was coming from it. Because just like a star in the night sky, if you notice it, the darker it gets, the brighter it shines. So I just had all this, call it God or whatever, man, something spirit speaking to me, just all these like metaphors, these analogies, you know, these like parables, almost felt like Jesus or some shit. It's where my way of really relaying the message to others, whether I'm just at the gym and I want to kind of say something to them, it would be in these type of ways where I'm just like metaphors, like really, just like Jesus said, man, like the heart is really the gateway. And that's really one of the biggest things that went to it. I was like, the heart is the key, you know, to access really the kingdom, to reach those upper energy centers and balancing all of this in. And just like it's kind of raining a little bit, this is kind of trippy. It's raining and the sun is out. What a metaphor, you know, because you have to let the rain kind of come down and wash away all the old shit. And while the storms may be coming, I'll kind of flip the camera to show you, you know, just like the mighty I am presence, the sun in the sky kind of represents our true selves, you know, like the sun, like they say. So what was saying to me, I was like, if it can't touch the sun, it can't touch you. So what helped me stop relapsing was really on this path of transcending, really just misidentifying with the body, right? You know, the mind body complex, what they call it. So I started to see like what we are, you know, it was being formless in the form, being timeless in the time, and just like I always say, Father, use thee as thy peace. I got to such a point of humility, you know, I allowed myself to break so I could be a voice piece, man, for whatever was taking place. This is kind of just where it's led me. I started working with a lot of like metaphysical stuff. As you can see right now, man, I'm charging up. This is a piece of labradorite right here. So
It's a
this is like the
big chunk
magician
right there.
stone. So I started working with this too, like metaphysics, man, like really went all in. And it's not the new age bullshit because I'm not doing it like that. It's like you're training your frequency to work with the frequency of this. And it's like
Mm.
working with intention, different things like that. So yeah.
So what was that really difficult point you went through where you felt like you were dying? When was that?
Okay. So I kind of posted a little bit of it in the documentary I made on YouTube. It's that short 24 minute to show you guys like where I was before all this. Like I looked completely different, bro. And to make this kind of short summarized, because it's in the back of my mind, man, I could just pull it up at any time. So what it was like I said in the documentary, man, I'm coming from Hilliard, Ohio, which is kind of more of an upper class, wealthy, to Marion, bro, which I'm currently in, but I'm coming out right now. But if you see just the testimony of the evidence of God, it really shows just kind of how powerful that awakening is. But the darkest point was I had this acid trip from hell. You know, I really did. This is, mind you guys, I didn't know about frequencies, meditation, none of this shit. This is before I was really, you know, getting purified, before I am now, but where I was. So it was June 5th, 2018. My dad is packing his shit because he has a drug addiction. Love him to death. He's overcame it now, but it was just a rough time for him going through a divorce. And I went to my grandfather's house, and I had $100 in my pocket. I had an ounce of weed, and it was just pure fucking debauchery, man. Like I'm listening to like bullshit industry music. Frequency was all fucked up. This is before I really woke up. I'd say 2020. So I had this acid trip from hell, mind you. This is the first time, and this was like some bro. They were calling it M bomb. Like this is some like Area 51 like crazy shit. I'm like, what did I just take?
Mm.
So I take this acid, bro, which was some definitely dirty shit around my four of my cousins. But the scariest part, which made it so hellish, is that we were all on different doses, bro. So I was on like literally almost two tabs, bro. My cousin, bro, thinking he's like fucking psych substance. He's like, oh guys, I'll distribute it through Wave. It he took like four, bro. And mind you, he had the worst trip of all. But the scariest part it was for me was that I saw through the veil. Like I literally died, bro. Like real shit. To where I saw through everything. I knew what was really going on. I could hear the music and just see the frequencies and just, dude, it was like I encountered the devil that night, man. And it was trippy. Like my grandfather, bro, like a lot of us are chosen ones, man. And we kind of come into certain family bloodlines to where we're here to break generational cycles and shit. Well, I didn't realize this until now. You know, my grandfather was fucking CIA and shit. Types of who knows what, bro. Like Freemasonry, like who knows, all Eastern Star type shit. My family line. There's a lot of shit in my family line, you know, working with like dark occult shit. So like I was actually targeted throughout this path because they saw this light kind of waking up. I mean, they didn't know what the hell was really going on. But to make it short and quick, that acid trip was while I was coming to Marion. And it was weird how the universe made this happen. I take this acid shit, I fucking completely lose my mind. And in the pictures you can see in the documentary, we're like, dude, I was completely disassociated, ego death. I didn't know who I was. I was having flashback trips because I was still smoking weed, right? So every time I smoke weed, shit would get trippy. And it was like a weird chemically cartoon type of trip. We were like, you're just like, fuck is this? Like, and it was just coming back and coming back. So while all that was happening, the birth happened. It happened in isolation. It happened in the various rooms that I was brought to, which I feel like is funny because a lot of this was just in solace with the spirit. So while that happened, coming into this new city, I didn't know anyone, man. It was kind of like a lower rated city. But this is just a testimony to show like the light of Christ can really shine anywhere because it's within us. So in the beginning, I was like, man, I hate this city. Why am I going through this, God? What does shit all mean? Taking me to certain neighborhoods. Like I posted, man, I was in a $1 million house for a little bit, experienced that shit. And then I was in a 1 bedroom apartment, a place where on the outside, it just looks like, man, this shit is ass. But it taught me something. I was like, damn, man, I can't judge the book by its cover. So I was sent, and I knew this was just to be a healer, this shamanic stuff. I had to go into what they call the shadow initiation. So I had to really kind of observe and be almost entrenched into the deepest unconscious pits of the collective, like poverty, addiction, all of it, you name it, gang shit. That was something I was around here, man, which is kind of funny. But I just started feeling this like rebirth, man. I know I shared shortly with you the ayahuasca and DMT experience that happened within that time span. I'd say probably a few months after the real birth happened in 2020, but it just started happening at stages and in stages where like I knew something big was really coming through. And I started getting called to nature. Like I kind of shared with you in that call, I started, mind you, this is while I'm in the city. I'm trying to get out of my dad's house, but I really can't escape. So I go down to Lancaster, bro. I try to camp. I do this a few times just because I'm just trying to get away. They don't understand what I'm experiencing. Like it's like I'm like breaking through and like unplugging from the matrix, and they're like, oh, like Truman Show shit. They can only see me from their level. But I was just really called to nature, man. And I sat there and camped by myself with the tent. Like I literally went to Walmart, grabbed some fucking like camo pants and shirts. I grabbed this like little fucking like mini tomahawk, and just this is just spontaneously, bro. Like it just happened. Call my dad. I tell him I'm going to Lancaster. This is something I want to do, and like nothing really stopped me because I knew God was calling me out there for something deeper. So I went out there, and I'm in this tent, bro. It's like early March, like it's still snowing a little bit. I'm walking everywhere, type stuff, because there was no really home. But dude, it was a genius way that the divine was working because I was just out there, you know, like I was just out there really sitting in that tent, unplugged from everything for a little bit because my spirit was craving it, from being in all these environments. But it taught me to really bring, like it showed just the power of really what's within us. And I'm kind of going off a little bit. I want to keep it organized though.
Yeah, you were called into the wilderness to begin to sit with that power and raise it up, bring it out.
Hmm.
You had an experience with your friend. Tell me about that
Oh
experience.
yeah. Okay. So this is when it really shifted. This is the night that like it was really powerful, dude. I don't know what happened to me. Something came through to me that was like otherworldly. It was like such a high frequency because I was really preparing for this. I had this like Shipibo shaman like textile shirt. I had like the medicine bag with me and shit. And there was a brother out there. His name was Mason, man, and he was kind of going through like homelessness and depression, was just in a real dark place, man. So he wanted to kind of camp with me, and we put our tents kind of close to each other and built this like kind of sacred circle. Well, I didn't realize how he was going through this shit, but he was close to Jesus, talking about the Bible and all this stuff, but he didn't really like understand it. And I was sitting in the tent one night, and it was dark. It was dark. The breeze was coming. It was like a sacred energy that was happening, bro. Like in there. So I was in my tent. I start breathing and I start chanting, bro, because this kind of like galactic side of me, this like starseed, like spitting light language, like activations, like really going deep like this. Like I don't know where this is coming from. But the first night that I was out there in the tent, I just started like yelling and like screaming, almost like a soul cry, like in like this weird light language, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like because that's what I felt like, the Pleiadians, bro. Like people would call me like, yo, are you a Pleiadian or some shit? So I put on this meditation, connect with the Pleiadians, bro, which is like close connections to Christ, like that Jesus energy, Christ consciousness. I knew that's what he was looking for too. So I'm sitting in the tent and I start chanting Om, like almost like on some like Buddha shit, like something in our souls knew how to do this. And he feels this energy kind of radiating from the tent. Mind you, this is not my will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something higher coming through me. He feels something coming to the tent, and I'm in this like deep almost felt like a trance or something, bro, but it just felt very natural. Like this is the true level. Like this is really what it is. He comes up to the tent and just puts his head down and he's crying, dude. He just starts crying. He just starts like bawling and shit. And I remember he unzipped the tent and I slowly pulled my hands out and he said like my eyes were literally like glowing, bro, like in the dark, like how much electricity was happening. This was like like breathing just all night, just full feeling with the spirit until it just got like that intense. So I put my hand out and I said, I'm channeling Jesus Christ for you. And I put my hand like on his head, bro, and he just starts like bawling and just weeping, man. Like all the dark stuff, like it just came out. I never knew like this is what's in all of us. And it makes sense why like they want us disconnected from nature. So that happens that night. And he literally got out of his tent and was yelling, it's the second coming of Christ. It's the second coming of Christ. So I knew like this was something big that was happening, man. Like not only to be a spark, but to reflect and show you guys like this shit is in all of us. So the next day he wakes up and just completely is completely different, man. Like his perspective is different. He told me, he's like, dude, I don't understand. And I'm not taking credit for this. This is God, man. He's like, I don't understand like how you were able to do that. Like that was some weird like healing abilities and shit. So that's kind of what's been cultivated right now through all this, the wilderness, these paths. So I guess cultivate some sort of like healing ability, you know, like through that unconditional love, like through that real Christ and sacred heart. So it was really an interesting experience, man. Can't forget it.
It's all in there. It's all in there. We've just got to allow it to come to the surface. We've got to let go of everything that blocks it. We've got to reconnect to nature. Got to remove ourselves from these matrix environments and just reconnect and stir that
Yeah.
energy up.
It's fascinating, man, because every time I was out here in nature, dude, I had this deep, just bitter taste in my mouth. And that's kind of the mission. A lot of us, I know I'm not alone because a lot of us are going through it. And mind you, it's just kind of what the matrix, what you want to call it, kind of designed. But this is what I realized, man. You play the game to leave the game to create your own game. So we all have an advantage right now, having come into this level of consciousness, whatever is surrounding us, because we're able to really penetrate and see through the veil. We're able to see the agenda. We're able to see the traps, you know, the bullshit trying to keep you boxed in and all this other stuff. I just feel like the longer we go on God mode, the more that this shit, like that illusory box just evaporates because you can't, like I said, you can't limitate something infinite. So it's like we're coming back to just our power, and this is just innate, dude. Like it's primal. A lot of us are feeling this like warrior energy, like we're just ready to fucking go, like take our freedom type shit. That's what I've been feeling lately, getting in these longer streaks. It's where like I just have this intolerable, no bullshit, you know, for any sort of low frequency agenda, seeing what's going on and stuff. And the hardest part was feeling like I was alone. That's why I'm grateful for this brotherhood, man, because I was walking this path just like on that tightrope, and I was just with God the whole time going into these gyms, man, seeing the TV screens, you know, Planet Fitness and all this shit. And I'm just like, because they don't understand really the real like what's actually happening, like perception management, like how our consciousness really creates, you know, our reality through based off what we're giving our attention. So I like to say, don't pay attention to what you're not attending. And this energy, just like I explained, was just an example of what I know was in all of us. Just imagine all 170 of us, like really fully fucking like illuminating like that pure energy, and it's powerful, man. And these elites know it. You know that's why they're creating all this artificial bullshit, keeping everyone all close together because they know like how the aura really works and stuff. And what I learned with my time out there in nature was when you're around trees, you see kind of like the sacred geometry of it. Like you kind of see like everything is like a torus field, right? Like it's like in and then it's out on both sides. So this is kind of like behind the veil of what I'm seeing. Even when we're just out here grounding, like we're syncing our aura. Nature has a very pure energy, you know. So it's a way for us to kind of clean our energy fields out and just to recalibrate it because we're part of it and it's part of us. So it's just inevitable, man. This is what we're being called to. It's just natural laws, true independence, stepping in our masculine power, man, that divine masculine, and getting almost primal. Like this is why I'm kind of growing my hair. I had to literally rewild myself from all this shit, and I don't regret it at all. Because while I was in that room, you know, being outside most of the day, doing my routines and whatever it was that the spirit was calling me to do, whenever I'd go back into that little space, they can feel this energy. They don't know how to explain it, but like there was someone that came in there, and I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, guys. There's no ego. But someone had walked in, some random person. My brother gave, I don't know what it was, but he walked in. He's like, "Is there someone like enlightened in here or some shit?" And this is what's in all of us. Like people can really sense what's happening within you, and it's not our will. You know, it's like they say, God's desire is your desire. God's strength is your strength. God's will is your will. And in that silence is really where we get the answer. And it's the funniest thing, bro. Like notice that you stop looking, there it is. You stop chasing, then it comes. You stop fucking freaking out like, oh shit, I gotta do all this. Cause it gave me a different vantage point. It's almost like I was an undercover, you know, like detective or some shit. It's my galactic plumber. Like we got a bunch of shitty toilets, man. Just ring those bitches, you know, like constant. For real. And I'm just gaining a different whole vantage point. And I knew it was for some higher purpose, man. Like right now, a lot of us were really being activated just to do this, do the will of the Father, man. Like to go into some of these what looks like broken places and to completely illuminate all of them. Like we're like you said, the redeemers, right? That really resonates with me. Like we're the redeemers, the resurrection, and that mighty I am presence. So it's like, fuck, hold on a second. These elites and whatever they're creating is not stronger than nature. It's not stronger than God. It's not stronger than what is really within our, you know, dormant DNA. Well, now we're activating those dormant DNA codes and connecting multidimensionally. So the ego's scared of this shit. I had no choice but to go this deep. I was like, dude, fuck, what's going on here? Like, I gotta figure this shit out. Like, this is insane, bro. I felt like I was in an idiocracy film. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking around like, what the hell's going on here? Because there's a big suppression wave. And I feel like as men right now, like we have to take our voice. We have to take our voices back. We have to start really speaking up and asserting ourselves and letting this fucking surge almost come through us on God mode. And that's why I said I want to up the intensity in all the clans because I feel like this is really what we're here for. I wanted to respect your, you know, move to really create this shit. And I was like, man, once you realize this is shit's a spiritual war. I mean, I went deep, dude. I went all the way in. Adrenochrome, underground bases, like all zeitgeist, bro. Like I felt a little crazy for a couple months, kind of just waking up and just going deep, dude. You know that phase where you go fully in, you're just like, what the this is fucking evil, man. Like, what the hell, guys? What are we gonna do? So then I wake back up, just going outside. Everyone's like, la la la, like in their little world, man. They don't understand what's happening. So I feel like God is making this happen because it's really our responsibility now, you know? Like, and this is not just some responsibility, like, this is some like real deep responsibility. Like, how we're gonna use this power, how we're going to let this strength and this leadership, this resilience and courage really pour through us. That's what I'm starting to see, man. And just breathe, brothers, you know, like let this shit get to you. It's an intense energy, I get that. But it's like strong enough to handle it now, especially at this point in this shift.
You know what you said about the elites being afraid of us. I've been watching Star Wars lately, going through every single movie in order,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm up to The Empire Strikes Back. After Luke Skywalker, who is the son of Darth Vader, has destroyed the Death Star, and Luke Skywalker's just this kid, bro. Like, he's basically a kid, and he hasn't awakened his full power yet. He's just starting to discover the Force under the mentorship of Obi-Wan. And after he destroys the Death Star, he goes to seek out Yoda to be his master, to be his teacher. And meanwhile, Darth Vader is freaking out, basically, because he wants to bring the full dominance of the Empire across the whole galaxy. But he realizes, and so does his master, Palpatine, realizes that this little kid is a threat to the entire galactic empire. This one kid who's just starting to discover the Force. And so he puts out this huge search, like they've got to find Luke Skywalker so they can stop him because he could undermine the entire empire.
Yeah. Real shit, dude. Like I started. I was like, dude, I'm fighting the fucking Matrix, bro. Like Neo or some shit. Like this is not just a movie. Like this is real life, and us coming together is a powerful thing because they fear that shit. Just imagine like fucking 300 Spartans, bro, coming to some little bitch city, you know, and just what the fuck is going on here, and just completely rearranging it. So that's something I'm like. I was listening to something you were saying last night, man. And I was just hearing God is like, fuck, like this is not gonna be easy. Like I was laying in the bathtub last night, bro, in like an Epsom salt bath, just literally just what the fuck? Because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you like they live, you put the glasses on. There is no taking those bitches off. So like you're permanently like this is how you see the truth. So you're given the eyes to see for a reason. So I'm laying there in this Epsom salt, bro. I'm just like God, what are you gonna use me for? Like why did you wake me up? That was my biggest question. Like why did you wake me up when it looks like no one is awake and shit? Like what am I here to do? So that's kind of something that I've been feeling, man, and it's getting our messages out there, man, like kind of rising above because I started seeing through the whole facade, man, like, you know, the job systems, how they create these little get on Indeed and just hey, and like, oh, we can't hire you, so you're just nothing. And there's all this crack shit. And I started seeing, man, I was like, our worths are not really defined based off kind of the template that they're setting up. Like it's completely backwards. So it's like we have to kind of read it in reverse. Like the sun is shining every day, and so are we. We just tend to forget. So it's like that. When we get outside, bro, we really just connect with what is, man. Like the frequency that's building in all of us right now is going to literally, it's stronger than whatever they're throwing at us, guys. Like I promise you, man. I was literally, dude. I'm talking all sides, dude. I was getting attacked, weird frequencies, weird demonic activity and shit. And this was just part of the training. So while they were throwing stones and doing all this extra shit, I was becoming an alchemist. I was becoming a fucking, you know, Jedi type shit and just like stopping the bullets, man. This is the type of auric field that we're gonna start building. Like I was in the gym in a stall. Someone feels he's like, dude, I can feel something coming from that stall right there. So guys, all this fear bullshit, listen, if you feel like something is trying to slow you down, trying to loose off your energy, it's not real. Like I had to literally, my higher self is like, it's not real. Like these are artificial overlays they're putting over. Like it goes as deep as like putting shit into your cerebral cortex, bro. Like how? Because they understand like how the brain works. So like we have to outsmart this bitch. We know the board, but we're not going to be a pawn on the shit. Instead, we're going to flip the whole fucking thing and create a brand new board. And this is what I feel like this great. The second coming of Christ is not Jesus coming from the clouds, man. It's all of us awakening the Christ within, coming to that Christ consciousness, almost being able to balance that oneness in the duality. I like the saying from Christ. It's like being in the physical, but not of the physical, right? So when he says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light, it's actually talking about all of us. The I am, right? God is. So it's coming in and connecting with that mighty I am. So you are the mighty one. Every one of you listening to this shit, like you are the mighty one. You just forgot. They did everything they could to keep you asleep. These weird little ego games, you know, archonic deceptions, bullshit, convoluted stuff to keep you at this lower frequency. But this is the funny part. You can't, this is universal law. This is when I got into big into universal laws. And I started saying this like a fucking like galactic lawyer or some shit. I was like, you're in direct violation of universal law free will, not only on ourselves, but on all behalf of humanity. And they know that shit. Like when you say that, like all these weird little reptilian demons, like they gotta back the fuck up. This is how deep it started getting, man. Like I've seen a reptilian, dude. When I started walking with this truth and like carrying crystals and like walking in the vicinity and shit in a barbershop, oh fuck, dude. It's almost like they live, like they're like, he can see, you know, like they pull out that little watch, like, look at him. You're like, watch that one right there, man. And it's like, I walk out, bro. I walk out and I literally the girl spins around the chair. This is some trippy shit. And bro, split eyes, like complete reptilian, bro, like a shapeshifter. I didn't panic, but I knew, like, guys, when this shit happens, you're doing something right. This is what I've noticed. You guys don't see this shit, like all these other, and there's no judgment, but everyone that's kind of just playing along in the game, just flowing with the matrix and all the bullshit lies. Like we're the ones that are going against it. So that's why you feel those waves trying to hit you, like psychically bullshit. Like they know what they're doing. But once you see what they're doing, you're not phased by this shit because actually we're stronger, bro. And as we retain our seed, man, there's nothing worse than fucking fapping and falling into you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because they have your ass right there. So this is gonna allow us to really defend ourselves, our families, man, our children, and just become fucking some like superheroes, bro. Like I felt like that, like I'm like X-Men, like I'm like mutating, bro, like mutating myself. So, like all the poison. I came outside to see a chemtrail and I was like, let me just breathe this shit in because I can just mutate, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that. You know, like galactic, bro.
Transmute.
It's like, yeah, seriously, the veil is thinning, man. But it's happening for our good. I feel like it seems like it's getting chaotic, but that's part of it. And it's one thing I'll say before I kick back to you, man. It's almost like everyone is experiencing their own universe through their own state of consciousness, through the frequency that they're operating at. You know what I mean? So like my reality, my universe that we're the creators of, someone else, some random, they're in a completely different reality based off their frequency and consciousness. So that's what I started seeing, man. Like everyone is like, we're all on different streams, but we're headed back to the same ocean. And that's the unconditional love of oneness, man. I truly feel that.
The greatest weapon that they bring against us is shame. And we we fall under the power of shame when we do those things like fapping
Mm-hmm.
that bring us back to that lower version of ourself. And then that shame runs rampant. We fall under the power of shame when we believe that we are subject to the world rather than subject to heaven. When we try and follow the rules of this world rather than being obedient to the leading of the Spirit. As long as you're trying to fit in with the rules of this world, you're going to fall under shame and you're going to be controlled. I love what you said.
Yeah.
I love what you said about when you stop trying to figure things out, when you stop trying to run, it's there. When you stop trying to find it, it's there.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that fuck it moment. God will bring you to it. You're just like, oh fuck it, man. Like I'm done because dude, I went through it so badly. Like, because what you're gonna experience, like, notice it. You can test this shit. Your ego is fighting like hell. Kind of like the revolver scene where he's like going crazy and shit, and you just like blow it the fuck off. Like that's what was happening to me in the beginning of this shit, man. Where I was like, you just start to you feel so uncomfortable enough to where like you just know this is not you. Like this false self, bro. This like shadow identity. It's not really you. So like we have to experience that. We have to know who we're not to remember who we are. So it's like I feel like God uses a lot of like paradoxes and the irony of this shit, you know, to bring us back to just our senses. And that's what semen retention God mode will do. You're coming back to your senses. What was under the rug and you were just letting slide, like, oh yeah, nah. Now it's gonna come right in front of your face. And that's why I feel like a lot of times we, you know, brothers who are like struggling with relapsing and in that cycle is because what we're dealing with is really, you know, entities and spirits within ourselves, you know, certain vibrational frequencies that are emitting to us. And that's why I like the saying, what we're emitting is what we're getting. And there's this saying, you know, that Christ was mentioning, the oil on the water, right? This is a good analogy I can use. Just like the sun up in the sky, right? There can be storms for eons, bro. The weather can go crazy. Everything can look like shit on the surface, but the sun is never touched. So this is the I am. You're the sun. So if it can't touch the sun, it can't touch you. This is coming to like the true core and essence of ourself, you know, not the freaking identity and all this other stuff, but coming to the core and then coming from that perspective. So you're no longer enslaved by, you know, the mind body, the EMI, which is the ego mind identity. So this is something that I wanted to share with you guys, man. Like the power of non-identification, being formless in the form. Because if you realize you're not solely what they call the form factor, the body, this is just a suit that houses divinity, correct? So once we know that this is not us, you're not going to relapse because you're not going to you're going to see that it's not you at solely. You know what I'm saying? Like your higher mind and higher self have total dominion over that lower consciousness. So that's what I feel like I was experiencing, man. Just
Yeah.
completely remembering.
And it's realizing that this isn't a game of willpower necessarily, right? When you just try and white knuckle it and just control yourself from not falling into lust, the enemy is going to use that force against you.
Yeah.
But like you say, when you just say fuck
Mm-hmm.
it and you let go, you got to let go of these traumas You've got to let go of these demons that are rising up inside. You've got to allow yourself to feel these demons within you, and you've got to ride through it and just accept it. Just
Mm-hmm.
accept it. Just accept it. And as you accept it, it releases from you. That energy releases from you. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
released through your root chakra, through ejaculation. It releases energetically and rises up into a higher form, transmutes into
Yeah.
higher awareness, higher power levels. It's not about white knuckling. It's not about just trying to force yourself not to do something. That's the trick they play on you. That's the whole
Yeah.
trick, sin and condemnation. The law came to bring greater awareness of sin. So when we're giving ourselves like these rules, like I won't jerk off, I won't watch porn. What are you telling your subconscious? You're actually imprinting your subconscious with watch porn, jerk off,
Mm-hmm. It's
because
like
the
the resistance,
subconscious,
man.
you're creating more
The
resistance.
resistance.
So the real battle, it's not a battle at all. It's actually a surrender. It's just fuck it, just let go of what these feelings that are coming
Mm-hmm.
up and just face them head on.
Yeah.
Just
It's like
welcome
the
them.
Tao. You know what I mean? Like the Tao Te Ching. That's one of my favorite books, bro. Because that's something that like really resonates with me. It's like the soft overcomes the hard. You know, the less you try to control, the more it just flows. Like there's something that like Shaolin monks talk about. It's don't push or don't pull, right? Don't push or pull. Just you just come to that still point, that center point, like that psychological zero. You know, I feel like all of us are so much more powerful than we give ourselves credit. And you know, sometimes I honestly tell my ego, like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know, like sit down. The ego's like a baby, guys. You gotta shake it. You gotta burp it. Feed it a couple Cheerios. Tell it to, you know, and then let the real you come up. Like that's how it was, bro. Because ego understands that death is coming. You know, it understands that like when this Christ is awakening in us, like there is no more of that. I wonder if Jesus had. I'm sure he did. Had to go through the same process that we're all going through. All these like ascended masters. You don't just wake up to Buddha overnight. Like you have to go through this shit. You have to go through the ringer of ascension and come back to things you thought you understood just to come and acknowledge it. And what I feel for that, with any of you feeling shame, man, acknowledge it, feel it, and release it. And come back to the core, the self. And I'm sending a transmission just through this chat. Like, I hear nature, just unconditional love, man. Like, feel who you really are, you know. But sometimes you just got to connect to that heart energy and just really feel, man. And just remember who you are. There's just all this, you know, the masculinity. Oh, I got to be so cold and so rough tug it all the time to where like I don't really feel anything. I feel like that's really the opposite. I feel like a real powerful man does know how to bounce that feminine blend and can feel that shit. Cause just like you, brother, notice it. Us training in the gym, discipline. It comes from a deeper place. Excuse me, train. It comes from a deeper place than just, oh, I gotta get this pump right now. Like it's coming from like the soul. So like I'm here to lead now. I'm here to be strong for those that are not strong. I'm here to show for those who can't show up. Confirmation, man. I mean, trains pulling, guys. Trains pulling for our highest self.
Thank you, brother.
Definitely, man. It's an honor, bro. I'm grateful that you gave me a chance to really just kind of showcase and express myself, man. It's really something I'm grateful for. To just allow God to really come through me, man, and show like, Father, use thee as thy peace. You know, not my will, but thine will be done, right? So it's when we come to that moment. And listen, the ego's gonna try to come back. This is something that I've realized. You get all this deep shit, you start to remember, it'll try to come, but just watch it. Watch it come. And just don't give it any attention. It's like yourself, the truth, the high frequency of that self, man, is just going to alchemize everything that tries to come in its way. So just know you don't have to try to be yourself. You are yourself. You don't have to try to love yourself. You're unconditional love itself. That was big for me. So you will not struggle to love yourself once you realize you're unconditional love itself. So that'll blast all that ego bullshit, man. You'll start to just come back to that wholeness, man. Because the real you, just like the sun up in the sky, man. Whole, it's perfect, and it's complete. Anything else is bullshit and it's your ego fucking with you. So remember to remember, baby.
Amen. So, brother, what would you say about the Sons of God, the community?
What would I say about Sons of God, man? I feel like it's revolutionary, man. I was really getting some downloads just to elaborate with this. I was like, man, all of us keep going on this path and we're awakening to this energy, man. This is, and you'll like this to hear this. I was talking to God about Sons of God. This is what hit me. I was like, man, we could eventually get retreats going. Everyone in their continent and country or where they're at, we could start literally branching Sons of God and networking like a scout. Like you're finding those who are on the, and spirit will just pull it to you, intuition will just pull it to you. So I felt like this, man, to where eventually this will get, and I put my energy toward this as well for you, that we get like retreats going, that we get like, man circles and stuff where shit, let's go for a hunt, like let's saddle up and let's literally get on some fucking horses and like do some bridge. Like that's what I feel like this is headed to, man. To where like each of the clans, every single element will have its certain role and responsibility and task for these little get-togethers and retreats. So like the fire, they'll do like the fire things, the warrior shit. But you feel you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. And I felt like this guy was telling me this, man. I was like, retreats, Sons of God retreats, and branching every one of you listening, man, wherever you're at. We just start spreading this shit, like Jesus, man, like the gospel, like the sword of truth, man. Just start literally spreading this. Your intuition knows. Find those brothers out there that look a little lost, that look like they could use this, and it'll be effortless. This is the funny part, is this shit is effortless. Like we're not trying to like come in here now. Like no, energy will just pull them in. And the more that you cultivate and keep mastering yourself, because the only game being played is really self mastery. So that's a thought that I had, man. Just imagine all of us going for a little hunt or something. If that's what's happening, man, like I would like to know how to do that. Like really hunt a deer, know how to skin an animal, basic primal stuff that like we were not taught. So that's what I'm being called to, man.
Yeah, man. I actually had a vision of that this morning. It's crazy you mentioned that. I had a vision of doing a retreat here in Australia on my parents' property down by the river. That just came to me this morning, so that's confirmation.
Yeah. And hey, you put God Mode Chronicles in one of your titles, and I was like, dude, that was like in my mind. That's crazy. Like, you see, we're all connected. Like, we're getting downloads that are like trickling into all of us, man. So just feel
Yeah.
like where Sons of God is headed, man. I want brothers to know that like you don't have to try to play an actor, play a mask, man. Like you should just feel like right at home. You should feel like what society didn't give to you, and this is just the beginning, boys. Like this is really it. I want you guys to keep, transmuting that weakness when you feel those waves of just, oh, let me just sit here and just fuck this and everything like that's gonna come. But I feel like the ability of our resilience is when we're getting hit from all sides and we can find a way to bounce back. Do whatever works for you. What I did, you feel the weakness, man. I want you guys to tap into this, man. You feel the weakness around you. You feel the misery around you. You feel everyone, oh, fuck, this is oppression. This is bullshit. This is slavery. What I did was I took all that energy, man. You guys have the same ability. Take all that energy in your environment, your cities, your locations, and just use that shit like a fucking juggernaut, bro. God will give it to you if you really say, like, I will do your will. So take the weakness not only from yourself, but others, and use it to move forward. Because weakness will not and cannot enter the temple of God, man. And I live by that now. It cannot enter the temple of God. No weakness.
It's interesting you say that, bro. It just reminded me of a verse. Weakness cannot enter the temple of God. I believe it's in Leviticus. It's one of those passages on the laws where a man who spills his semen. No, it's a man who has. It's a funny one. Ponder this, right? This is a quirky verse. It's like, no man with crushed testicles shall enter the temple of God, or shall enter the assembly of God.
Yeah, man.
It's
I
like,
just
what's
sometimes,
that verse
like,
saying,
man,
bro?
bro. I
It's
just,
like so
man, dude.
explicit. It's like so raw.
I
It's
feel
like,
like we're
why,
turning
why
into
is that
like,
verse in the Bible?
bro. I swear to God, I felt like Jesus last night in like some like baseball diamond, like 10 o'clock. I'm like out here in the grass, like Satan, get behind me. Like I'm doing like weird things, bro. I'm like, get behind me. Like you start like speaking, like what the fuck, talking like parables and shit. Like you're some like prophet, bro. But This is what's happening, guys. I'm telling you, be ready for it because who you thought you were, shit, was not you at all. And who you always desired, always thought, man, that's you really. That's something that I felt, man. It's like who you think you are from the ego, it's not you at all. So you just fucking transcend that shit. The sun is powerful, man. I really had an intention. You guys can do this, man. You guys can change the weather. You guys have that ability. You guys can bring the sun from the clouds, man. You can influence your environments with your own fucking auric charge, dude, and your own frequency. But you're gonna be tested, bro. And sometimes I really just be sitting in the woods. I'm like, oh, the devil and all this other shit and these motherfuckers. I'm like, man, sometimes I really just say thank you, man. Like, thank you for using these toxic things around me just to, because it's always a win-win. In the eyes of God, bro, it's truly a win-win if we see it as so. Because perception's creation. That's something that I realized. So abilities will unlock, like you mentioned, cities, bro. It's happening. It's really happening. Like, I was at this park late hours, man, and the police, they usually shine their flat, bright ass lights at people to like get out the park. Well, I was walking out there and like they just went, So it's like we're putting off like a radar. We're like, shit, they're kind of like intimidated a little bit. Like, shit, what's happening with this one? So don't fall for the test. Like, you guys are way fucking stronger than you know. So if they had to create all this bullshit to try to slow you down, connect the dots. Holy shit, how powerful are we really? See, they fear someone asking that question. If you had to create all this fucking shit, poison foods, all this and that, you know what it is. Well, if they had to put that there, just imagine how powerful we really are. And we come to realize that. And they're like, oh shit, game's over. So the game doesn't play you. Matter of fact, you play it. It's not in a nihilistic way, but it's like, dude, make it your bitch. Make the Matrix your bitch for a little bit if you have to, dude. Make whatever your ego, make it your bitch too. I say little shit to myself. I'm like, grab confidence, grab it by the balls, man. It's like we have to literally just shake out of all this weird little programming that's keeping us in these little like boohoo states and shit. It's like it's some baby stuff. I'm like, fuck this. You feel like that sometimes. Like, actually, no. Like, I did like a primal scream last night, dude. Like, I was pissed off a little bit from just kind of like seeing what's going on. I walked into the woods and I just fucking screamed. Water Tribe saw it. I just fucking made a fucking primal belch, dude. And I took these cinder blocks and I was just breaking them over a rock. Silly as that sounds, I felt good after because I had to get this energy, dude. They want us sissified, bro. They want us literally passively in our fucking rooms with some Cheeto crumbs on your chest, you know what I'm saying? Just scrolling on your phone. Dude, sometimes I just want to slap these phones out of these motherfuckers' heads, bro. Like, open your eyes, bro. Like, I think everyone sees a DMT hit sometimes. Like, I'll make jokes. Like, these politicians, these mayors, like, man, take this shit. You know what I'm saying? See what's really going on. So they can't really fuck with you anymore. God mode, man, it's over. We're taking our power back. This is truly something I feel. Like, we are taking our power back, man. Just breathing in that prana.
Breathe. Ground. Get in that freezing cold water. Man, I had a cold shower this morning. We're just heading into winter here. So it's getting pretty cold. And it was about...
I miss winter, man.
Yeah, it was about 6, just after 6 in the morning, still dark outside. And I'm just like, let's do this. Let's walk into this death. Let's feel this.
Seriously, man. I feel like the cool part about some of the situations I was in, bro, is like it felt like life or death in a way. And I was like, this actually helped. Like, this really boosted my testosterone in like weird ways. Cause like I'm in this like mode where like, motherfucker, like they're trying to like kill all of us. And I'm like, you ain't gonna kill me. So it's like you piece that together and like this shit is not gonna happen. But it just shows us like maybe God is just using us like fucking pillars, man. Out here in nature just doing it. Like, I really wish, like, man, this is a strength that's going to be within us, guys. Like, I understand it. I'm with you on it. In spirit, I get how challenging it can be to see through the illusion. But the cool part is once you see through the illusion, you become the solution. You become the fucking solution. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just have to stop getting it's all just a mind trick. That's what I like to say. No mind, no problem. No mind, no block. Because that's where the devil, that's where it can only fuck with your mind for real. So your mind can only take you so far, but your heart will take you further past all that shit. Because that's a real energy source, man. Like, you tap into that real soul essence, man. You go into the gym with that mode, bro. Like, nothing can stop you. They want us 10, bro. They don't want you in the gym making like primal screams and like deadlifting 500 pounds or some shit. They want you in the back, just like little pussy, dude. I'm just like, no, we're not having it. So I feel like we just have to stand up one by one, bro. Staying up one by one because they know, dude, the energy is shifting. You guys can all feel it in nature. The earth is waking up as well. We're shifting to like the fourth frequency, like this golden age. I fucking feel it. And that's why I feel such a fire to get back to the land and just like a fucking, like a Native American warrior with like some battle axe, man. Like, give me my land and shit. That's what it feels like. We're taking back our rights. We're taking back our civil liberties. And I felt, dude, I had thoughts of just getting a fucking horse, man. Like Sun Tzu, like, fuck this. I'm just going to get a horse and just take off into the sunset. But I realized, like, we have to ground ourselves back into this reality. Same shit happened to me, guys. I went into all this deep ass shit. I'm like a mothership hovering over the earth. I'm in fucking orbit. I don't want to come all the way down because I know what that's gonna be like. But fuck it, the ship has landed, brothers, and we're fucking here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of you guys are just let go. Like whatever it is that you're feeling, man. Like the depression, the rage. Sometimes you literally have to just like I said, Bruce Lee says this: the art of dying. You want to know how to win, but you must know how to lose. You have to appreciate the loss to appreciate the win. Because that's how a lot of us are programmed. Like, I gotta get this. Fuck, I gotta keep soaring higher and higher. But it's when you're in that pit, it's when you're in that trench, it's when you're that phoenix in that fucking ashes, bro. You say thank you. Thank you for what this has taught me. I appreciate this loss. I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad I lost everything. Because this is all in divine orchestration, man. And that's where that saying comes. As deep as you can dive is as high as you can fly. As deep as you can dive in your darkness is also as high as you can fly in your light. And that came from all the hell that I went through. And look at that now, bro. We're able to transmute our pain into medicine for someone else. So that syringe that you're plugging into yourself, man, whoever's listening to this, that syringe of poison that you shot into yourself, I want you to reverse pull that bitch out. You may have many syringes in you, man, in your back, in your neck, in your fucking legs. Take that syringe and reverse pull that poison. And you'll see the wound is right at that. You'll see that the fucking medicine to that wound is right at that entrance. You guys are all healers, man. You guys have all of your own inner shaman, man. The power of God is within you, man. The mighty I am is within you. It's time we ignite this. You guys are the key, man. It's all happening for you. No matter what happens, man, I can assure you, everything is always happening for your highest good, even when it don't seem like that. Just like you said, brother, God has to break you before he builds you. And that's real shit. We just have to stop fighting the process. This is what I'm getting to. Stop fucking fighting the process. Telling my ego that, like, dude, just stop conceptualizing and extensionalizing everything. Like, I walk outside, I'm like, oh, fuck, just let everything be. If it's out of your control, fuck it. Let it be. Let it be. Let the energy come back into your core. And I like this practice you guys can do. Drop out of your head and right beneath your belly button, focus your chi right here. This is where your base is, right beneath the belly button. So you drop out of the head like water draining down the bathtub, down, 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 right beneath the belly button. You keep your energy focused right there on that core, that chi base spot, man. Instead of head. Oh fuck, I'm in my head. I realize that can get us in trouble. So it's like we're more centered, we're more lasered, when we're not so pulled around by just the mental and emotional energies. So just like I said, like a bathtub draining, man. Just let it all drain. Let all the chi, let it all come back to its source point and its still point.
When you're talking about being the mothership hovering over the earth, I don't know if any of you guys know that game Halo. If you ever played that game Halo, Lucas, but I used to love that game
Oh yeah,
with the
that's an
Master
old school
Chief.
game.
Yeah, yeah. And what I love about that game is that it's actually laced with symbolism, right? The Master Chief, John 117, John 117, and it correlates to a Bible verse, John 117, which says, "For God so loved the world that he sent his only son." So the Master
Mm-hmm.
Chief, MC, Master Christ, is the symbolism of the Christ. And when you said we got to drop down to the earth out of the mothership, I just saw Master Chief dropping down in his pod. I don't know if you've seen that. They've
Yeah,
got
bro.
the
It's like Superman, bro. Remember he comes
yeah.
down in his little thing. He's like, "Fuck." We just have to. And I feel like the mysterious part of this existence, man, nature and this life, it's like it's its own teacher, man. Like everything is our guru, guys. Like Sometimes you just have to pause, man. Like really, just time out, hit the brakes. Just look around, man. This is a sublime miracle. Like this is a fucking miracle right now. Like we're literally interacting, bro. Like the trees are around us. Like this is when you are free from the ego. Like you realize, like, damn, this shit is so beautiful. Even in those painful moments, man, you find the fucking beauty, you find the grace in that shit. And that's why surrender is powerful, because surrender is truly the use of our highest will. You stop fighting everything. You stop fighting your shadow. I was fascinated by that for a minute, man. Like Shaolin monks and stuff, like how they're able to do these things. It was like this energy's dormant in us, waiting to activate. So we just kind of have to like rewild ourselves, guys. We have to kind of combat and mitigate all the bullshit that's happened to us, through all these agendas, pussification bullshit. Don't be afraid to let that side out, man. Like you said, bro, like I felt that shit, like unleash the beast. You know what I mean? Like let the killer out, bro. Like fuck. Like let that shit out. It's just your ego that's fucking with you. For the longest time I was like, this voice in my head is complete bullshit. Why am I listening to it? It's almost like an intruder in your house. Like, who the hell are you? It's like a homeless, like squatter. Like sitting in the mansion. You're just like, piss off. But I'm grateful for everything that you've done, brother, man. I couldn't have made it to 170 days without your channel, man. I couldn't. So like you really reflected something powerful in me, man, and I really found that to be inspiring, man. Like the strength, your fitness journey, that should inspire me, to I feel like I've gained at least like, 5 pounds, bro, of just straight muscle, bro, since I've listened to you, because it pushed me to that shit. A lot of us don't have like the father figures like that. And that's what I felt like you reflecting to me, man. It was just that real divine, like father energy, man. Because my dad wasn't always like that. And that's why me and my dad don't get along, especially on SR now. Because I'm like calling him out, like, you're being a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like that. And just little things like that. But I'm just like, this is just out of my reach. I'm just going to move on. That's what I'm getting to. It's just letting go to let in. Man.
It's crazy, brother.
Don't hold your breath.
We're almost an hour in, and the live call just keeps getting more brothers. The further we go, it's like more people keep jumping on, which is usually it's the opposite. So this is pretty cool. But let's wrap it up here anyway, though, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was a pleasure to come on, man. Definitely stay in touch with you guys.
If people
Yeah,
want
but
to,
putting out that signal, holy shit, man. Creating some powerful shit.
yeah, brother. If people want to follow your channel, they want to tune into more of this Lucas power that you're channeling right now. How can they find you? I'm going to put a
Yeah,
link, but how can they search you?
you can go to Lucas Eternal Spirit 7 on YouTube, bro. Also, I have BandLab, which I make music. I rap, freestyle. A lot of my downloads and my story is in that. My BandLab, my SoundCloud, just some other songs that I made over the years. And I'm hoping to elevate all this type of stuff as far as production and everything. And yeah, you can go to my YouTube, Lucas Eternal Spirit 7, and just really show you guys that, like, man, you can go. I want you to go all the way to the beginning, man, of when I first posted. And that just shows you, man, like, never fear to express yourself. So unconditional love to you, brothers, man. I'm sending you guys strength. Keep walking the path, and let's keep feeling off this energy. So I appreciate you, brother, for bringing me in. It means a lot.
Welcome, brother. And for any of you who aren't in the Sons of God, I encourage you to join. You're just going to get more amplification, more of this energy. We're doing these calls every week. You can be part of Lucas's clan. Lucas has started his own clan in the Sons of God. He's leading his own group. So if you're really resonating with him, jump in the Sons of God, jump in his clan. For
Yeah,
any of
Water
you,
Tiger Clan.
Water
Yep.
Tiger, yeah, represent. And for any of you who are in the Sons of God already, a lot of you already are in the Sons of God. It's time to join a clan, brothers. I'm not even going to bother posting this in announcements because I know most of you just watch the videos. So it's time to join a clan. Maybe it's time for you to start a clan if you're feeling the call. You've got that leadership energy rising up. It's time to share what you know. We've created the framework, we have created the structure. so that you can create a small, intimate group within the sons of God. It's all about that deep connection, that deep work, those deep mirrors that we get when we're in a small group. And you can do those calls, you can do those daily check ins, daily accountability. Everything you need is there. So jump in a clan if you're not in one already, or start a clan. Ask your tribal leader, how do I start a clan? They'll set you up.
Yo, yes, sir. Hey, appreciate all the comments, guys. They get a chance to really look in them, kind of scroll through if anything sticks out. Yeah, man. See, I like to say this shit. Whatever you guys see in both of us is in you. The light you see in me is the light you see in you. Benjamin, the strength I see in you is the strength I know that's within me. That's all we got to come back is just that mirror principle. Like, man, what you see in me is what's in you. There's no others here, man. It's like you got your spice, I got my spice. We put it in the universal pot. We mix that shit up into something glorious, man. Yo, it's only up, man. I'm gonna keep going. My main thing is just to go the whole year, see where it takes me, and just to keep going, man. Use this SR as a catalyst to really just completely level up. I feel it's inevitable. Like our old realities, it's like just fading. Something bigger is coming. We just have to be ready and open to receive it.
That's something I keep hearing. Something's coming. My brothers are saying it all over the place. Something's coming. I can feel it.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, let's call it. Sending you love. Sending all of you guys love.
Thank you, man. You guys get some sunlight today and just ground yourself and, do your training, whatever routine you've been doing, and just stay consistent. That's what I realized. It all comes down to just stay consistent with it. Keep that momentum building. Appreciate you guys, man. Vision to fruition. Shout out to this brother, Self Revealed. Everyone get to him, man. He's the OG, just straight up legend, man. So shout out to you. I'm gonna literally keep spreading the word. I'm gonna keep spreading the flame. So start scouting, boys. Let's build this up. The second coming of Christ is upon us. Let's go.
Yeah. And on that note, anyone who wants to be a business partner with Sons of God, you can be an affiliate. You can join us and actually grow the community with us and get paid. My vision is that we're going to have thousands of guys who are business partners, creating content, making an income. So if you want to be part of that, just jump in the community. You can become an affiliate. Create SR content, document your journey, get paid for it. We're just going to raise more brothers up.
Yeah. Hey, best believe I'm your right hand man, bro. I got you, dude. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going even harder because this has really amplified everything. Just know we have the brotherhood, man. Hey, peace and love to you, bro. Honestly, guys, let's all take a pause for a second and just really send some gratitude to Benjamin, bro. He's came out of his ways, put a lot of hard work, a lot of, I'm sure, restless nights you've had putting all this together, man. And we all just want to kind of say thank you, man, for doing something larger than yourself, really letting God work through you, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. So just know we all really see that and appreciate that. And we're all really honored to be here, man. So we all send that healing energy straight to you, man. All the stuff you poured into us, we're pouring that back into you, man. Just have a quick moment of silence before we wrap this up, guys. Let's just have a straight minute of just connect. Respect from nature, respect to the Holy Spirit, God, our higher selves, to give us the strength to keep walking, give us the courage to keep stepping, to remember our true nature, to remember who we are. And, this is just a quick little prayer over you, brothers. God, I ask that you touch them in the right way, that you give them this clarity that you've given me. You show them that this healing power, the ability to heal themselves. Mighty Spirit, mighty I am. Oh, beloved one, I ask that you just touch them, and just support them, be with them. Let them know they're not alone. Let them know that they have a purpose and that they're worthy of something. with deep reverence, deep devotion, deep respect. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother, man. Peace.
Much love,
Wrap
brothers.
this up. Much love, brother.
Do it.
Thank you for having me, man. You can hang up, bro.